Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy B3, back with another kicking graphic novel review. Today we are looking at The Green Lantern Volume 1 Intergalactic Lawman. Yes, this was the 2018 Green Lantern run. I think it was being called Season 1 when it was coming out single issues. But the book right in front of me says Volume 1 on it, but I could have sworn I've seen it say Season 1. Doesn't really matter, because this is the Grant Morrison Green Lantern run. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know I love Grant Morrison. I think they're an amazing artist. They just are a great writer. Truly, 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 truly. Their books can be very confusing. Like, if you fully understand Final Crisis, you're just straight up lying. I understand it a little more every time I read it, but it's still great. Like, I don't fully understand Final Crisis, and I still keep going back to it. That's how you know it's good. That's how you know it's art. Because even if you don't get it, it still fascinates you. But Morrison is known for their confusing stories. And Green Lantern here is probably one of their easiest to follow. I guess it would have to be. Green Lantern is one of the major heroes of DC, and one of my all-time favorites. I'm a huge Green Lantern buff. I read everything Green Lantern. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Like, I want to read Golden Age onward. Mostly Silver Age onward. I do care about the Intergalactic one a bit more than Alan Scott. Alan Scott actually used to be my favorite until I started reading the Jeff Johns run, and then I was like, oh, hell yeah. Hal Jordan, look at you, go. Look at you go. I think it's just because Hal Jordan is a very believable, real person, but with the larger-than-life powers. It's very interesting. Anyway, Green Lantern, 2018, Volume 1, Intergalactic Lawman. Let me read you the back of the book, my friends. Kitty Cat's right here to support me. Say, hey, Naughty. Say, hey. Oh, good girl. Okay. So, Earthman Hal Jordan brings justice to the stars. Superstar writer Grant Morrison from Batman and All-Star Superman, I've reviewed a lot of his Batman, and I have reviewed All-Star Superman, by the way, returns to DC alongside red-hot artist Liam Sharp from The Brave and the Bold and Wonder Woman with The Green Lantern, a modern sci-fi take on the adventures of Hal Jordan, true to his roots, but unlike anything seen in comics before. Which is usually true if you're saying it about Morrison. When Green Lantern Hal Jordan encounters an alien hiding in plain sight, it sets off a chain of events that rocks the Green Lantern Corps to its foundations. There's an intergalactic conspiracy afoot, and a traitor within the Corps might be pulling the strings. Then, the Earth itself has vanished and been put up for auction to a buyer who claims may be impossible to break without Hal violating the Lantern's most cherished rule. Oh, whose claim, not who claims. Sorry, every time I have one little mistake and it ruins everything. No, I'm not going to reshoot it. I don't have time. With vivid new takes on the Controllers, the Dark Stars, the Guardians of the Universe, and many more Green Lantern enemies and allies drawn from decades of DC Comics, Morrison and Sharp spin an epic tale that ranges from Earth to the farthest reaches of space, starting in The Green Lantern, Intergalactic Lawman, collecting issues 1 through 6 of the new hit series. So, this book is pretty crazy, and this run has a lot of really deep pulls. Like, stuff from Green Lantern lore that even I was like, wait, what is that? and Green Lantern, like, I could write an essay on Green Lantern from memory. When I say it's one of my favorites, it's one of my favorites. He's what got me hardcore into comics as an adult. Green Lantern is. I loved Spider-Man and stuff as a kid, like everybody else. Spider-Man comics are mostly the ones I read as a kid, but as an adult, what really got me into collecting comics and reading them, like really, really reading them, was Green Lantern. Especially Jeff Johns' run. But also Tomasi and Gleason's Green Lantern Corps run that was accompanying it. Anyhow, the art in this is so grand. It's beautiful, grand intergalactic art. It just looks so full and colorful, and you believe it's in space. You don't even have to see space itself. You just look at it and you're like, that's in space. For sure. There's like crazy spider pirates and stuff. And the language that they use in this book is very much cop language. The Green Lanterns in this Green Lantern run feel more like cops than the Green Lanterns in any run I've read before. Really, I mean, when I read Green Lantern, it mostly feels like a superhero book, but I'm reading this and it just feels more like a cop book. An intergalactic cop book, but still a cop book. It feels like that far more than a superhero one. They use cop language and protocols and stuff. They just behave more like cops and less like superheroes, or less like the military. It's because there are some books where it feels more like a military, like the Green Lantern Corps book. And then the Green Lantern book and Green Lantern's books feel more like superhero books. But this really feels like a cop book, with lots of cool, interesting Green Lanterns, many of them new. And then there's this big-brained alien who's manipulating the entire cosmos to get his way. And he has these dark stars, and he wants them to replace the Green Lantern Corps as peacekeepers in the galaxy. But they're going to be blowing people's heads off like crazy. And all kinds of stuff. Also, this book makes Hal look really smart, because a lot of books make him seem dumb. In the New 52 Justice League run, he's only in like the first 2 volumes or so. And he comes across as stupid. In this book, you know, he's kind of down to earth, but he has a lot of knowledge about alien cultures and alien species and stuff that he's picked up and learned throughout his years of dedicated service to the Corps. And it just really shows a smarter side to Hal Jordan and a great dedication to it. We also get kind of a sort of repeat of Abin Sur giving him his ring, but it's not Abin Sur. And there are all these aliens that have crashed on Earth that he has to take care of. He has to take care of a lot. Like a lot. And there's also like this anti-Hal Jordan, who appears to be a Yellow Lantern. He's from an anti-dimension where everything is opposite. You know? So, he's Hal Jordan, but he's not a good guy. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy Jordan. And he eventually gets turned into something called the Qua Man. But we get to see like a cool cop interrogation scene with this spider pirate who's also a princess. And there's this volcano lantern that I want to mention who's just very weird. His head is an exploding volcano. It's insane. It's cool, but it's insane. There's a vampire princess. Grant Morrison, I feel like, really likes vampires. And there's talk of the monitors and all this stuff, because there was a lot of vampire stuff in Final Crisis. But there are also some space pirates that steal planet Earth and auction it off to someone called the Shepherd, who kind of looks like the god of Abraham, but it turns out he actually and he's being like, oh, I'm protecting worlds, I'm going to fix the coral reefs, you know, I'm going to fix the ozone, I'm going to do all this for Earth. But the reason he wants to fix Earth is so that he can eat it when it's nice and plump. But the people of Earth, he's kind of given them Superman-like powers, and they're kind of drunk on that. They don't even care that he's going to eat the planet. They're like, oh, that'll be 1,000 years from now, we don't care. And when I saw that, I was like, that's exactly what would happen in real life. Because we do it now for short-term profit. Pretty insane. But then, you know, one of these pirates that stole planet Earth, turns out they had these, like, slaves in their ship who were children, but the work conditions made them age super rapidly. So they have, like, the minds of children, and they've been slaves, and they have the bodies of old people. And Hal Jordan, he kills the slaver. He just murders him. I gasped when this happened. I could not believe it. I honestly was like, oh my God. He just slaughtered that guy. You're supposed to get guardian approval before you kill somebody. Or in like super duper self-defense. And Green Lanterns usually don't have to kill in self-defense because they're just so powerful. But it was insane. It was like actually insane. And then the Guardians like take his ring again. The Guardians are always taking Hal Jordan's ring, but he always comes back. And so he goes to join up with the Dark Stars because they're murderous Green Lanterns. It all seems like it makes sense. He goes through these trials on a planet of vampires, and then there are like some kind of pop culture vampires you can find in the background. I saw a Morbius morbing out. That's right, that meme's still funny. Just kidding, it's not. But you know, Hal passes the trials, becomes a Dark Star, takes the name Parallax again, and has to fight Adam Strange of Rann. He's actually of Earth, but he works on Rann. But here's the thing. Hal Jordan was a double agent. The Guardians told him to run around the galaxy acting like he has so much contempt for them. And all this stuff. And they were like, even kill someone if you have to. And I was like, wow. So he was just doing what the Guardians told him. And normally that's the kind of twist you'd see from a mile away. But with Hal Jordan as a character and Grant Morrison's incredible writing, I didn't see it coming. And I'm happy to say I didn't. I hate when I call stuff like that, you know? I'd rather be surprised. But then Hal seemingly gives his life to save the entire universe from destruction. And we go into a new story. And a weird-looking story. A much more Grant Morrison-seeming story. But that is it for this book. It's an incredible book. It's incredibly well written. The art is immaculate. Like, it really puts other Green Lantern art to shame, and I hate saying that. Because there have been so many great artists on Green Lantern. But wow. This has to be one of the best Hal Jordan Green Lantern runs of all time. And we're just through the first volume. I have read the next volume, and I think you're really going to love it. It's got a cool annotated section in the back, too. But that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll be seeing you all next time. Bye for now.